Being associate artist here means that I could be part of creating the history of Dutch National Ballet, investing in new traditions and new futures with the people who are working here today. It's a family we are here. Everything is built in layers and trust. So here there's a consistency, and that I need as an artist. I'm not somebody who likes to do everything quickly. I like time, I like to understand my environment, I like clarity. So all of those things can be given to me as associate artist here. I can make plans for the future, which means those works hopefully have more integrity, more content, more philosophy. I'm trying to create art, and it's a huge word for very small letters, because I think art describes humanity through history. It civilizes us, and when we look back in time at the world that came before us, we see who people are through art. We go to museums, we see all of our history of humanity. And I want to be part of that. That's what I hope for, that I can offer to try and be part of the world. Tristan and Isolde has always been a very special story to me. The opera itself has always been very important to me. I first heard it when I was about 18 years old. I had to learn to understand it. I had to learn to see what it was, what it is. But what drew me to it mostly was this, it's a love story, but it's a very dark love story. It's a love story that faces death. Every moment they spend together is a step towards their doom and their end. So it had this darkness that I assumed to be a reality, as opposed to something like Romeo and Juliet, which is, a love story for two very young people. Tristan and Isolde is an adult love story, adult themes, in a sense. Well, I also wanted to make that more so, that the characters are more mature. And they know the decisions they're making. There are no accidents. Isolde is an incredibly strong woman who becomes a queen. In what I've created, we see her transform from being a princess to becoming a queen of her country. Tristan, well, he's just this poet for me. He's in love with love, and when he meets Isolde, that's it for him. There's nothing else. And they can't stop themselves from snowballing and the love growing and growing and growing. Tristan and Isolde. It's my first full evening ballet with Dutch National Ballet. I'm really excited about that. Creating a balletic version of Tristan and Isolde, I had to very carefully think about how I could do that. In the opera, they're able to use words to talk about what has happened. In ballet, you can't do this, so I had to create a linear version. I had to make it a story that goes from A to B to C to D. I didn't want to have that complication, I didn't want to make it something that was going to be difficult to read. I wanted it to be a pleasure to watch and be part of. Szymon is a wonderful artist and composer, very sensitive. There's a melancholy in his music. There's a power in his music. There's a darkness in his music. Szymon's music is haunting. It's passionate. it's minimalist, yet at the same time it's not minimalist. Did I say romantic? We both really believe in love, and I think with every score we make, we're always looking for that love as well. What that love might sound like, what that love might look like. Yet at the same time, with him, there's always this darkness. And I think that's why I specifically wanted him to do Tristan with me, because in Tristan there is that darkness, with all that love, but there's all that darkness at the same time. And so I felt like he would be a perfect fit. Also, I didn't want to use the Wagner. That's for the opera, and so it should be. That exists. I respect Wagner very much, the whole story of the creation, everything. So that belongs as it belongs.